you've been struggling to win your first solo in Fortnite Season 8, you are not alone. If you've been busy like I have, you really don't get to play as often as you'd like, and you come back to a game where you feel like every player has just gotten so much better. So many people have been grinding, they want to be great, they want to be recognized or become a streamer, and that's awesome, but at the same time, it makes it more difficult for casual players to get that first win of the season. And so, some of the things I've been taking note of, like planes being gone is massive, rotations and high ground are absolutely key again, and that's something we will talk about. Also, getting health back for kills I've noticed has made players way more aggressive. They're pushing everything, and it really makes it to where you have to just kind of be at alert at all times because players are going to be coming after you and you have to be ready to deal with it. And then also having guns in the game like the infantry rifle can make drops a little sketchy. You're nervous that you find that, somebody else finds a pump, and then you're in a tough situation. So we are going to talk about all of this and more from the drop all the way to the final circle on how you can get that first win. So let's hop into these tips. So the first game I'm going to show you is my first win of the season, and it is also a really low kill game. I just wanted to make sure I got the victory royale, and this will be the general overview of how you need to execute a victory in Season 8. And so I am always going to be landing on the outskirts or a very low traffic area whenever I'm trying to just get a victory. You want to make sure you don't have early gunfights if you don't need them, especially if you're not the greatest player. This allows you to loot up. So you see, I always try to get the AR shotgun and sub combo is my favorite trilogy of weapons to rock right now, deals a lot of damage and wins a lot of gunfights. Then I also like to carry two different types of shields if I know that I'm not going to be getting in a lot of engagements. That way, if maybe somebody hits you with like a sniper from range, you may go down a lot, but then you can also heal right back up. Then you see, after I loot up the main town and get as many mats as possible, I tried to rotate over to the semi because I wanted to get the rift, but there were no rifts there. I ended up encountering a player, but took 0 damage, cleaned him up very easy, and then I rotate into Fatal Fields because it's the next biggest city, and of course I get on top of Red Barn. I emphasize it so much that high ground is just so important, especially if you're not a great player either. If you can get high ground, it can put you in a better situation to try to take out players that are really good at building and get on top of you. And so you will see right here, this guy gets over the top, and for some reason he gives up the high ground. I have no idea what he's doing right there, and I end up taking him out so easily. Just giant mistake by that guy. Always get to the high ground and keep it if you can at all cost. Then again, you guys see early rotations are just so key. I get on top of the mountain, and then I'm just looking to do chip damage whenever you are in these final kind of smaller circles whenever they start going quickly. I've noticed that people are dying really fast in Season 8. It seems like after the first circle, there's always less than 20 players. So you're going to have it at the end of the game where there's just players that are kind of camping and just waiting to try to hopefully make it to where there's just a 1v1 and the other player's weak and they can pick up the kill. I don't recommend that. Put yourself in the best situations. You see me constantly rotating early in these end zones and then looking for that third party situation when it's available. And why these are so key and why this is so important is to make sure you steal that 50 HP from the other player. So whenever I get that kill, that player probably took damage and now he also didn't get any health back. So he's super frustrated. He's lower health, and especially whenever you're dinging him again because you're chilling up on the high ground, it's just the best overall situation. Now I've just got a very easy access here to continue rotating on the high ground. I'm away from all harm and just in the best possible situation to win right now. Then you see this player, that one that I damaged, he built himself over here, but the mistake he made is then he boxed not in the new zone. If you're going to do that, get to the new zone as quickly as possible. He ends up taking out that other player, but now he's stuck in the zone and he's going to die, and I had to do absolutely nothing. So the keys, guys, if you really want to win still, is make sure you've got good ways to transport. So look for those rifts to get around the map very easily. You can use a redeployable glider if you want to just kind of glide zone to zone, just build up and drift. And then also just make sure at the end of these games, you are always getting to the high ground, you are third partying when available, trying to steal that health from other good players, and then you're just getting to the new zones as quickly as possible so you can kill players coming into the zone, or maybe they'll die out in the storm and you will get a very easy victory royale. And now that we've run through that slower game, let's talk about a normal game. So I'm going to Pleasant Park, and we're going to first look at kind of looting, making sure you get set up, and then how you rotate and clean out the first city you land in. So you will see I had to alternate course there. It sucks whenever people beat you to the gun you were targeting, so they got the pump. I immediately know that that guy's just chilling upstairs on the roof somewhere, and then whenever I even go to open this room, the door pops open, I know to retreat. So I'm going to throw a stick of dynamite just to kind of reset the fight, distract this guy, kind of open up some spaces here, and then I'm just going to continue to look for more weapons. Now this guy takes me by complete surprise and almost kills me. The game could have ended right there, but sometimes you need those nice breaks to continue on and go after a dub. The next thing I'm doing after I clean out that first house is I'm listening for other engagements, and this is something that is so important. In these cities, you need to understand if other people are fighting and they're getting kills, they are also getting shield if they take no damage. You can't let those other players get that shield. You have to try to get to those fights before they finish them, and you could possibly clean up 2 kills and also get 100 health in the process. That is just absolutely massive in the first city. If you can get to 200 shield or 200 total health already, that is just something that you should always prioritize. So make sure you're always paying attention to what is going on around you and listening for the best opportunities to take advantage of. Now you will see I'm just showing you kill after kill here. Literally all these people instigate with me. I'm not pushing any of these people. I'm just establishing my high ground, and people are constantly coming after me because I'm in engagements. And so that's what I'm talking about. They're making the right play by trying to third party, and then it's your job to continue to just deal with one person at a time and taking it one engagement at a time. Now one thing I was very proud of here, a lot of the times I get kind of impatient and I will drop down off the high ground to try to pump somebody and just end a fight prematurely. Right there I was very wise. Instead of just rushing the fight, I stayed because I had the high ground. Keep it. I AR'd that guy down, took very little damage really, and I was able to just continue on and get ready for this next fight. Now that guy was trying to build up to the high ground, I knocked him down, and I continue to keep my position. You'll see that's a common theme in this video, is that I'm constantly trying to keep the high ground. I do botch a shotgun shot right there, which absolutely blows, but right after I pop a shot, I immediately build to kind of maintain that he can't get a shot off after I hit him with the pump. That's something that's still so key. Make sure you are building after you hit those pump shots. It will just prevent you from taking damage, and then you can get ready for your next pump shot. Now the last thing I'm doing before I leave this major city, after I took so many engagements, I was just looking around to make sure nobody else is coming, because it just seems like, you know, after I clear out the city, there's just another person, and I was right. I end up seeing one more guy, clean him up, and it's finally time to rotate. That's why it's so important to just always be looking around so you are never taken by surprise in that first landing place. So once you've looted up your first city, once you loot up your building, you've rotated throughout the city, listening for gunfights, trying to take people's kills so they don't get health, making sure you've got mats, then you need to rotate, and I did everything right until I took that rift. Right when you find out where the next zone is going, that's whenever, if it comes to you, you should just stay there. I should have just stayed and enjoyed the rift. I had the high ground, I was built up, and then I can just scout around and make sure no one gets too close to me. Instead, I got greedy and decided to go to Loot Lake. I started fighting this guy, and he absolutely destroyed me earlier. He will hit me again and almost kill me, and somehow I miraculously pull off that win right there. And that was just stupid plays on my part. Usually those don't go in your favor, so please don't be dumb like me. If you have the zone, you have high ground, and you have a rift, stay exactly where you are. And now I just got done fighting an aggressive player, and another one is pushing me. This is what I was talking about, how you just need to be prepared that some people are going to push you no matter what. They don't care what health they have, they just want to try to get the kill. And so right here I make a great play. I use the head tracking, make sure I get a pump shot off, and then I have right shoulder peek as well, and I gun him down with the SMG. And then right after the fight, I'm looking around up on the hill to make sure no third parties are inbound. This is what I want you all to do. If you start understanding that right after you finish a fight, someone most likely is coming after you, and you just build up and scout around to make sure no one is close to you, you are going to survive so much more because you're going to be prepared and not be taken by surprise. Then as you can see, I'm continuing to use that redeployable glider. It's one of my favorite items for anyone that wants to get a decent number of kills and also just have easy ability to rotate. You're going to see me use it back to back here, just getting to the edges of the zones, making sure that I get in, get good positioning, and get ready for my next engagement. And so So to end these final circle, guys, this is whenever you just need to make sure you're establishing your position. I've got the high ground, I'm good to go, and now I'm rotating early to the next zones, listening for gunfights, and whenever I find the last guy after those two had gotten into an engagement, then it's just about finishing the job. So I hope this video helped you all out. Good luck in Season 8. Cole and I understand that players are getting better and better, and so hopefully we can continue to give you our tips on what we are doing to maintain high win ratios and also getting some high kill games along the way. So thanks so much for watching. This has been Josh from Roadie Bros, and I will see you all in the next video.
Like a Hellcat.